welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 41. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our 2 cats. And on my social media, you can find links down below. Any patterns or yarns that I talk about, links will be down below for that as well if you're inspired by the things that I wanted to talk about. Today I just kind of want to do an update on my makes in progress, so a MIP-date, if you will. So yeah, I'm going without notes. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, so a couple weeks ago, I just started feeling overwhelmed. It's all in my head, it really is. Just all the projects that I wanted to do, or the stuff that I had yarn to do, it was getting to me. So I went downstairs, I went through my stash, and basically if I had the yarns and the patterns for a project, they went into a bag and they are ready to go. And then I wrote everything down. Yarns that don't have patterns yet, I kind of wrote them off to the side, so it's like, oh, be thinking of something for them specifically. So and then I wrote them all down, and then I assigned numbers because some of them have to be done, by a certain date for birthdays or whatever. So it's like put a lot of importance on some of these projects. And then some of them, they've just been making progress for way too long and they just need to be done. So these last 2 weeks I've kind of concentrated on 5 projects, so that's what I've been doing, except for this last week was kind of weird. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen a video that I posted, that we had this huge storm that went through. I'll put I had 2 videos that I recorded. I'll put them both at the end of this. Yeah, it was a crazy storm, like hurricane force winds. But I think those strong winds were mostly in Iowa. By the time I got to Illinois, it had kind of petered out, but it was still really strong. And my office was without power all week, so I've been home. So yes, I did focus on these 5 projects, but then it's like I have the time, I have a sewing machine, let me get some masks made for Ryan's coworkers and stuff. And then I made some for my friend, so today is Saturday, August 15th. My friend who lost her dad last week, we were at the funeral, and so when I went to go see them, I gave them the masks, and she's like, what kind of world is this when you're like, want to give somebody masks? It's like, yeah, I know. So anyway, but I was like, I really wanted to let them know that I was thinking of them and praying for them in this difficult time. So before I start, let's go on to my makes in progress, okay? Okay. So at the beginning of the year, I had set a goal. I decided I was going to participate in the Make 9 challenge. Of course, I kind of do that every year anyway. So the Make 9 is where you pick 9 patterns or 9 yarns, or I don't know, just 9 things that you want to make. Mine was knitting, because I want to get better at knitting. So I picked 9 things. Most of them are socks, and 2 of them are not. I think, yes, there's 7, so I'll have 7 pairs of socks by the time this is over. Just saying. Anyway, so I've done an update on my Make 9. I have finished 5 of them. 3 of them are currently on the needles, and then 1 is yet to be started. So, just wanted to share those real quick with you. So the first one, this is one that's been on my needles for too long and it needs to be done. It is the Barley Light hat. It is a pattern by Tin Can Knits. It's free on Ravelry. I'll see if there's any other place that you can find it. Oh, I think you can find it at tincandknits.com. So I'll put a link to that down below so you don't have to go to Ravelry if you don't want to. But yeah, so it is made for fingering weight yarn. So yeah, it's got this really cool texture here, which I was about halfway through and I realized I'm doing this all wrong. Like, oops, whoops. So this is supposed to be garter, and I just did mine all pearl. So, yeah. The needles that I am using are Chow-Goo Red Lace Twist. The size is the 3.5 millimeter 16-inch circular needles. The yarn that I'm using, let me find the ball band here, is ND Yarn Company, and it is in their fingering ND fingering weight base, which is basically 100% superwash merino. So there's no nylon in it, so I could not use these for socks, although I wish I could. And the colorway is the Extrovert. And let me show you this yarn, because oh my goodness. So it's a hot pink with blue and purple and yellow and black and white. I love this color so much, and I am such an introvert, it's not even funny. So yeah, so here's my hat so far. Ta-da! Last time you saw it, I was here. So I've done all of this, and you can totally tell I did this wrong, this part wrong, because you're supposed to alternate purl row and then a knit row, purl row, then a knit row. This is all just purl. Whoops. Anyway, so last night I was like, I'm gonna work on this. I'm getting close to where I want to start decreasing. I wanted to do mine a little longer, make it more of a slouch than a beanie. So I did mine for a little bit longer, and of course I have extra stitches, so my decreases are going to take longer and be extra inches that way. So last night I went through and I set up my stitch markers for the decreases, and today I pulled out my DPNs, my double pointed needles. These are 3mm Knit Pro Zings. And so I will be starting with my double pointed needles here soon as I decrease for my hat. So I'm almost done with this hat. Yay! Then, next one I want to show you, a pair of socks. So I decided, I want to learn knitting. Part of that was I wanted to do socks. So I am basically doing the same pattern every time, but this is basic toe-up socks by my friend Wendy Geckner. And of course I have my measurements and stuff are in there as well. So I have pages. I have the Fish Lips Kiss Heel. I have Hermione's Everyday Socks in here. This is my sock pattern folder, no problem. So anyway, so if I'm doing a vanilla sock, it's usually Wendy's pattern. The needles that I use for all my socks that I've done so far are the Chow-Goo Red Lace. It is 40-inch circular needle, and it's 2.5mm. So this one is living in my lovely Vera Bradley bag. Oh, I forgot to show you. My hat is living in my hedgehog bag. It's a Japanese knot bag, which I love this. So yeah, I have a cute sheep yarn love, and then I have my Chicago yarn dog. Anyway, that is from Katie and the Squid. So back to Vera Bradley and my socks. I have a cute little llama corn on there. Okay, now the yarn that I'm using for this one is from the Lemonade shop, and this is on her simple sock base, which is 80/20 superwash merino nylon blend, and the colorway is called Laguna, which let me show you. We have this beautiful turquoise, and then there's purples, of course, and little bits of pink and black in there as well. Love them, love them. And of course, I do my socks 2 at a time. Oh my goodness, we are all caught in here. Okay. So here are my socks so far. Last time you saw them, I was here. There's this cute little seashell. Progress keeper. So yeah, I have these stitch markers marking every 20 rows, which I found out if I turn on the musical Hamilton and I cast on my toes, I can get a whole toe done, like both, because I do them 2 at a time. I can get both toes done by the time the musical is done. Just so you know, there's plenty of time to get a set of toes started watching Hamilton. Anyway, so yeah, and again, I don't know if you can really tell, this sock is a lot darker than this sock, and I think just the way this, when I divided the skeins up, I think the one end was just darker than the other, and so anyway, you can't really tell on the camera though, but in real life you can really see it. So anyway, but that's fine, I don't know. So that will be, I will do Wendy's total pattern for those with the heels and everything. For my next pair of socks, I'm going to do Wendy's pattern to the heel, and then I'm going to do the fish lips kiss heel, now that I know it. So this is a pair of socks you haven't seen before. They're living in my Wonder Woman bag, because she's amazing. One thing I like about the Wonder Woman this bag particularly, is there is a divider here, so I can have my 2 skeins of yarn from my 2 at a time socks. I got this from Allegheny Fiber Arts when I met her at Michigan Fiber Festival last year, which would have been about this time last year. Anyway, so again, I'm using the Chowdhury Red Lace 2.5mm 40-inch circular needles. Okay. So the yarns that I'm using for this, I'm using 2 colors. The main colorway is from Apple Fiber Studio, which I got at Stitches Midwest last year. This is on their Macintosh blend, or base, yeah. So it's a sock fingering weight. The percentages are 20% superfine alpaca, 60% merino, and 20% nylon. And the colorway is called Sweet Pea, which is this lovely, it's white with just little speckles of purple and pink all throughout. So pretty, I love it. The other one is Cascade Yarns in Heritage Wave. This one is on the front 75/25 superwash merino nylon blend, and the colorway is Nightshade, which here are my 2 balls. You can kind of tell they're different colors. This side is a lot lighter. So the skein actually variegates to different colors. So it's not variegated, it gradiates. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a gradient yarn. So it'll change colors. So one toe is a lot lighter than the other toe, which is fine. I really don't, that doesn't bother me. Mismatched socks don't bother me. So let me show you what I've done on these socks. Ready? Here we go. Ta-da! So yeah, so I have this cute purple toe, and then these white socks with purple and pink speckles. And I have my little peacock here to remind me this was the first sock. So here's the back side as well. You can see those have these blips of color throughout. They are just so cool. Let's twist this back around. So excited to get these started. So yeah. So that's all my knitting that I've done. And you feel like, oh, I thought this was a crochet podcast. Well, it is, it is. I'm just learning to knit, and I just happen to need to get these done. Okay, so my next project, so that's 3 of the 5 that I've kind of concentrated on these last 2 weeks. This one I started back in January, so this needs to get done. It is the Blurred Lines sweater, which black and white picture is not going to show you just how awesome this sweater is. Excuse me, it's by Deanne Ramsey from Addie Day Designs. Sorry, the fuzz from the socks. Anyway, I love this sweater. I'll be glad when it's done. I always think it's funny when Kalisha or Hannah, Kalisha from the Quirky Monday Craftcast and Hannah from the Cozy Cottage, when they're like, I need to wear this, I need to make this, because Florida, y'all, you know, they need lightweight stuff, and it's like, well, I need a heavier sweater, because Illinois, y'all. Oh my goodness, it can get so cold here. Okay, but this is a fingering weight sweater. The yarns that I'm using, let's see, I'll just grab this one here. I am using Loops and Threads wool-like yarn. So this is like a $3 skein yarn. This is more of a light fingering, so to get more of the weight that I need, I am holding it double. So it's a little bit more than a fingering weight now, but Illinois, y'all, I need the warmth. Okay, so I've got yarn barf in here like crazy, because that's one of the things about wool-like yarn that drives me nuts, is you go to pull some of it out and then this whole chunk comes out. It's frustrating. Anyway, so I've just started the 3rd color. For Dan's design, she usually does too, but I decided I wanted a little more color options. Anyway, and I'm also doing the extra large size just because I wanted it, because it's supposed to be more fitted, and I didn't want it to be fitted on me. I want more positive ease and stuff. So anyway, you ready to see it? So here's the top. I started with the navy. Tuck this in so you don't have to see the ends. Oh, the ends, and I'm gonna have to sew in on this. Ugh. So I started with navy, and then of course had to go to purple. So the seahorse right here is where last time you saw it. So anyway, so there's purple, and then I've added the gray, and so I just need to go a couple more inches with the gray, and then I can start the ribbed hem, and then it's on to Sleeve Island. Yay! So that's that for that one. I will love it when it's done. Right now it's just so many rows and rows of half double crochet with fingering weight yarn. Why did I do that to myself? So I'm actually going to enter that into the Mission Impossible-mal, which is run by Hannah from the Cozy Cottage. Fingering weight sweater. Yep, that's a Mission Impossible. Anyway, so last one I wanted to show you is actually a design by me. It is living in my Star Wars bag, and I have my Starry Night Notions patch, because this woman loves stars. So it's a design for me, by me. It is for Hypatia. She was a scholar and a teacher, and astronomer, mathematician, philosopher, all in ancient Alexandria. So I mean, so I finished this hat once, and I didn't like how it turned out because hook size, I just need to play with hook size is really what I need to do. The yarn that I'm using is from Treasure Goddess Yarns, on her Treasured Toes base, which is 75-25, and the colorway is Royalty, which is this lovely purple. I have to say, I think this is like my favorite shade of purple, like the royal purple. I love it. So the original hat, I ripped out the brim, ripped out the star stitch, which I have here. It still just wasn't like, it has no stretch. The star stitch has no stretch. Let's say that 3 times fast. Oh, anyway. So decided, well, so I cut it off there and started over. So now I have star stitch towards the top because it's a slouch, so it doesn't need to be stretchy. And so now I'm just onto the brim, and I have to figure out what size hook I want to use for the brim. So that's that on that one. And that one I'm not that stressed about, but I just kind of wanted to, I mean, playing with hook sizes, let's see how that goes. So those are the 5 that I've been concentrating on these last 2 weeks. Although you won't see this till Monday probably. It's probably when I'll publish this. Today is actually Granny Square Day. So I pulled out a project that has been in timeout for a long time, because who wants to work on a blanket in the Midwest in August, because it is hot outside. And I love it. I would not be complaining about the heat in Florida. Probably not. I just hate being cold. I hate it that much. Anyway, so I've been working on some scrapkins. I have one that's just back and forth rows. But then, because it's Granny Square Day, I pulled out my Granny Square scrapkin. So far, I've only done almost, I don't know, row and a half. I was mostly in the car on the way home from the funeral. Anyway, so pretty much what I did was I took all my scraps, tied them together, wrapped them in a ball. So I just grab a ball. I have no idea what's in it anymore because I wound them up months ago. So it's just a surprise as I keep going. So yeah. So it'll get some love this weekend, and then it'll probably be put back in the craft room. Anyway. Oh, and it's living in my Kentucky Derby bag. Okay. So that's everything. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you are safe. Stay safe wherever you are. Because this virus is just not going away. I hope you stay safe. I hope you take care of others. And I'll see you later. Bye.